Hello everybody and welcome back to a special Friday edition of the New VR News. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. I will be on vacation next week, so you're getting the news a few days early. I do, however, have a very special video scheduled to release on Monday, which features many of your favorite content creators recommending VR games for you guys to pick up. But in today's video, we're going over new game announcements, new releases, hardware and software updates, and an open source VR headset designed for developers. There are, of course, links and timestamps in the description, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Kiwi Design, one of my favorite sites for VR accessories. They just released some brand new Quest 2 hand straps that'll give you that Valve Index feel and allow you to completely let go of the controllers. They also have plenty of other accessories like controller weights for those of you who work out in VR, cable management systems, and my favorite accessory, their super durable and extra comfy Quest 2 Elite strap. There are links down in the description, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support this channel. Okay, so I actually wanted to start this video off with a quick first impressions of the new rhythm-based title Against. Against just released yesterday for PCVR, and it's a wild blend of Beat Saber meets Pistol Whip with a few additional elements. The game starts with comic book style fantasy themed cutscenes, similar to what you find in the recent DLCs of Pistol Whip. It creates a bit of intrigue and sets up the world you're about to jump into. Now the game's combat leans much more towards melee rather than gunplay, as you'll be slicing enemies with a sword, punching them with brass knuckles, and even deflecting bullets back. But there are occasions where you use a gun, and it does feel similar to Pistol Whip. But where the game takes things to the next level is with these intense parkour moments that have you wall running and jumping up the side of buildings. This is the only truly unique feature of the game, because overall it feels like Against just took components from every single rhythm game out there, then slapped on a storyline and some cool graphics. That being said though, so far from what I've seen, it's all done really well, and it's definitely an exciting new take on the rhythm genre. I haven't played enough to officially put my stamp of approval on this just yet, but I'm currently impressed. Okay, so let's jump into new releases, which is actually quite slim this week, but luckily we have some great announcements and game updates to follow it up. The one new release for this video is Puzzling Places for the PlayStation VR. Puzzling Places is a truly unique take on the classic box of puzzle pieces. You're actually snapping together a real-life 3D environment, and once you complete your puzzle, you have the opportunity to dive in and take a look around. There's 16 different puzzles ranging from 25 to 400 pieces, all made using 3D scan technology. So if you're a fan of puzzles and only have a PlayStation VR, well, now you can finally pick up this game. Okay, so let's move into some new reveals, and the first one is for the title Finger Gun. Now, the concept of this title actually popped up shortly after the Quest 1 got finger tracking. As expected, you'll use your fingers as guns, but we don't really know much else. Previously, there was a very small side quest demo available, which served as a proof of concept, but didn't offer up much of a game. The reveal trailer is not giving us much more to go on, but I'm really curious to see if they can actually develop the concept of shooting with your fingers into a full-fledged title. I'll make sure to update you guys when we have more info. Now, Finger Gun left you unimpressed? Don't worry, because Pavlov version 28 is here. The PC version now has a new game mode, new weapons, new vehicles, and a new search and destroy map. The new gameplay mode Push features multiple objectives and is almost a cross between something like Payload and Capture and Control. One team will be working to capture an area and then prime an explosive. There's a countdown in which the defending team can defuse the bomb, but if they fail, the map progresses forward and spawn points will change. Now, as far as ongoing development for 2022, the team will be focusing on updating their game to the latest Unreal Engine version. So we should expect a lack of new content for the next few months, and even a lot of the Steam Workshop items to become incompatible. But for right now, we don't have to worry about that. All we have to do is enjoy some new amazing content. Speaking of new amazing content, the third adventure pack for Demeo and the new playable Bard character are now available. But that's not all, because Resolution Games gave us Demeo's Road Map into 2022, which includes a flat screen version of the game, a player hangout, a new PvP mode, and 2 new adventures. Demeo was already an amazing VR title, and by the end of 2022, I'll most likely be adding it to a must-have list. Speaking of must-have VR games, we're getting another look at Zenith with the upcoming Beta 1. Beta 1 is available to those who have pre-ordered the game and will be taking place on December 18th from 11 a.m. PST to 4 p.m. And then there'll be a follow-up session taking place during the same time on December 22nd. Now, developers Ramen have stated that they do not want anyone live streaming or recording this session, but it is not under NDA. This beta is more intended as a stress test. They don't believe people will be able to capture all of the new stuff that was created during the short play session window. and they just want you to jump in, get the player base up, and try and simulate a real-world environment. Overall though, some of the improvements I have seen are looking really good, and I'm curious to see how much things have improved since the alpha. Okay, so I have one more game-related update for you guys, and this one I'm extremely excited to talk about because I am once again inside a video game. Drums Rock is coming to the Oculus Quest early 2022, and it includes an insanely awesome Mateo 311 drum kit. I was blown away by this artwork, and so far I'm also loving the game. I'll have more coverage and a full review up in the near future, but for now I'm just gonna keep rocking out. Okay, before we move on to software and hardware updates, we have some holiday sales to go over. HTC has the majority of their VR headsets at a pretty significant discount right now, but even then, it's still a bit hard to recommend them. Maybe you're extremely anti-meta, and the Valve Index isn't available in your country, then possibly I would recommend HTC. At $650, the Cosmos Elite kit actually is not a bad deal, but you'll have to deal with the Vive wands from 2016. The full kit for the Vive Pro and Vive Pro I have been discounted down to $900 and $1,100 respectively, which is still laughably high. Now, I've actually owned all of these headsets, and even at these discounted prices, I really don't recommend them. The only thing I would recommend is their wireless adapter, which is discounted down from $350 to $200, which in my experience worked extremely well, but you have to already own an HTC headset. If they had updated controllers and a bundle that included the wireless adapter for somewhere around $1,000, then they have a product I could recommend. Now, on a more positive side of holiday sales, the Steam discounts are coming. You can expect them on December 22nd, and just about every VR title you are interested in will be on sale. There are a few titles like Blade and Sorcery that rarely go on sale, but overall it's usually a fantastic time to pick up new games. Speaking of cheap games, I'm going to be doing a live stream where I drop a ton of keys. I'll just hang out with you guys, answer questions, and just keep giving out keys. I have some for After the Fall, Z-Race, Jurassic World Aftermath, a lot of amazing titles. So subscribe to the channel, turn those notifications on so you don't miss it. I don't have an official date yet, but I will soon. Okay, let's move on to those software and hardware updates, starting with the new Meta avatar system, which is available for all Unity applications. Any VR developer utilizing the Unity engine can now implement Meta's new avatar system. It's not currently supported with the Unreal Engine, and there's limited support for non-Oculus platforms like Steam. Now, I absolutely love the concept of a unified avatar system, but at the same time, I hate these avatars. I don't want to be digitally represented by a cheesy looking cartoon character, and unfortunately that's their only option. After experiencing some amazing avatars in titles like VR Chat and Neos VR, this just doesn't cut it, and even what Ready Player Me delivers in 30 seconds for free is arguably much better. But let's move on to some hardware that does excite me. One day I spoke about the Half Dive VR, a new headset that you utilize while laying down, inspired by the full dive of Sword Art Online. Their Kickstarter is now up, and in the first few hours, they've already raised about half of what they're looking for. There's also some new clips available where you get to see the device in use. As I've previously said, I'm really intrigued for this device. I am in touch with the developers, and hopefully I'll have some more coverage in the near future. If you're interested in becoming a backer, there is a link in the description, and different versions of the headset are available from $800 to about $1,200. Okay, let's move on to our last hardware story, which is definitely niche, but still interesting. The Simula One is a Linux-based, developer-focused, standalone VR headset currently in the works. It's not intended for gaming, but rather to give developers a mobile, office-centric VR experience. So it's like having a Linux laptop strapped to your face. Or at least that's what they're going for, and they want to leverage the fact that in a VR or AR mode, you could basically have as many screens as you like. It'll feature Ultra Leap hand tracking, front-facing cameras for pass-through, and it will feature their own open-source Linux distro, Simula VR. There is a Kickstarter plan for this project, tentatively coming in January, and while I have no interest in doing office-centric tasks in VR, especially not in Linux, I am intrigued by the fact that the Simula One mobile compute pack can actually run other headsets like the Valve Index, which helps keep the dream alive of turning the Valve Index into a mobile platform. Even if I'm only streaming games over Wi-Fi to my PC, I would love to have the option. Okay, everybody, that was today's new VR news. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.